All right, and welcome to our wrap up of the season. I'm joined by Shani today,
What's up, everybody?
and we're going to be breaking down our champions of this fantasy football season. It's been a long road, and we're finally here. And what better way to start off than talking about, as a little spoiler, our one of our assholes of the year, in Bankhead. Shani, what do you think of his lineup? We can't, unfortunately, because of how this is, we can't go look at his playoff matchups, but look at this championship roster before he makes too many more changes. What do you think about it?
Well, as far as being this year's championship, it's obviously Derrick Henry was on a chase for 2,000 yards. We already know what type of production Adams gave you. Justin Jefferson, all he did all year speaks for itself. And to get that big boost with Raheem Mostert sitting out for the rest of the season, Jeff Wilson, he was a sneaky play for a lot of people, even myself. So up top, he's top heavy, and they all came through. So the lineup speaks for itself of why he's the champion.
Yeah, his IDP was solid. I think Marin had him beat there, but
Yeah,
yeah, I mean Devontae, Justin Jefferson, freak wide receiver seasons, Aaron Jones within the top five, Derrick Henry down the stretch, and of course Patty Mahomes just oh nasty,
and
nasty
even Miles
starting lineup.
Gaskin coming back.
I mean, I don't think he has managed to get some picks already in coming up for the upcoming draft, but we'll see what he does. Yeah, I don't love his bench, but hell, he don't even need it. Not with that starting lineup.
Yeah, long as nothing happens, like long as no major injuries or big regression, he should be fine. Especially another year, but I definitely think he needs to work on, turning the roster, which like you said, he already started turning the roster for some picks. He sold Zach Moss for a second. I don't know, but that's another story.
So we want to hold ourselves accountable here. We did do picks for this one. Um, this was mine. I'm actually the winner here. I stuck with Bankhead. Bankhead was my pick at the beginning. I stuck with him. He proved me right. Uh, I just thought his team was too consistently good, and they popped off even that last week. I mean, uh, it's just his team never really faltered, and rewarded for that. Ozzy, as we're going to see, was a favorite in a lot of leagues and finished third in all of them. Just some bad, bad luck. Um, moving over to you, Shawnee. Ozzy let you down here for your picks.
Yeah, Ozzy definitely let me down, but like we all know, we all make jokes about him. Running backs means a lot. He said, "Oh, my running backs do me just fine," and as we see, he didn't advance in any championships. So yeah, he let me down, but hey, I'm glad he let me down in one league.
Well, he's already started the turnover. I've seen Christian McCaffrey up on the block. We'll see what he does.
Yeah,
Ah,
but well, we all know that's in the league. Ozzy puts players on the block. You ask him how much, tell you some crazy. It's not even worth talking about.
Evander here, showing some self confidence. Can't really blame him for that, but I picked
Yeah,
him too. Just choked it away. Kamara came up too late for him here after helping him. Um,
yeah, that's terrible. Like seeing that from a lot of guys, like had Kamara just a week too soon, right? Or a week too late, I should say.
but another trend you're going to notice here there's Tico, not in the finals. I had to throw out a little jab in there. Tico's team is just so good. I mean, so good throughout the whole year. And just, man, they faltered. It almost felt like the bad juju was coming when Will Fuller got suspended.
Yeah, that's definitely like we all know Tico's team. They're top heavy, even though we give them shit. Yeah, I think they top heavy for a good reason. Like those are straight studs, and it works for them. It's gonna work as long as everyone's healthy. But like you say, one or two players could kill a whole lineup.
Yeah, I mean, he still had a solid lineup even out there when he lost. It just felt like
Yeah,
fate was against him at that point.
yeah, yeah. Like
So before we get into our Savage uh, League, let's take a look at that championship team. Oh wait, that's me.
yes, sir.
um, I mean, I haven't made any
I,
moves yet. I lucked out. I remember on the final day, I talked
yeah,
myself into starting
I'm so
Slayton.
glad you won. I'm so glad you won. I gave you, but that's why I don't give people advice on
I
their
was going back
championship
and forth.
team.
I remember hitting you up like, "Hey, what do you think about Slayton?"
Yeah,
Luckily, I
yeah.
did
I
start
mean, it's the
Curtis
right
Samuel.
process though.
Samuel
Yeah,
came
we got
through.
one for right. Yeah, we got one right.
Uh, I sat down Crowder because
And it's
uh,
crazy. I forget James Robinson was out for you.
yeah,
That's
I didn't
big.
have Robinson, so
Terry
that would
McLaurin
hurt.
either, right? Yeah, that's big.
Um, so the Kamara, let's just make no joke. It was Kamara. Kamara carried my team to victory. Curtis Samuel had a great game against the Washington football team. And I remember watching the scores. It just like Logan Thomas added on like 8 points at the end of that game.
Yeah, I think
Jalen
he had like
Smith added
13
on
targets.
15 points and just crap time.
Yeah,
Um, uh,
I think even Willis even had a decent game, if I'm not mistaken. He had
they
like
kept
an
adding on.
interception watching it. Yeah,
Willis
just
had a great
yeah,
start and then he got hurt.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was the game he
something.
got hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Eric Wilson. Yeah, like you said, good. Kyler Murray. Oh my gosh.
Eckler was adding on points late. DK Metcalf. I mean, he disappeared for me down the stretch. But
Yeah,
otherwise, I
yeah.
managed
He
to
found
limp.
himself.
I limped to the finish. I know I need to add some pieces. I really like my defense in this league.
Oh yeah, defense is solid.
My
Your team overall is solid, but like I said, so like for me, I didn't pick you to win it. I think I had you going, but I'm not sure. But either way,
let's go
what I
to the
always
tape.
said, yeah, what I always said was that oh no, I didn't. The reason was because as you can see, like you said, Kamara carried you. I figured
But I
if
beat
that didn't
Maverick
happen,
here without Kamara. I
yeah, you
mean,
beat Barry. You beat Barry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty wrong. I knew your team was solid. Like, there's nothing wrong with your team. Your lineup is good. I just felt if everybody studs came to play, there was something to talk about. But like you said, you can't argue with success. You showed it all year, so you rightfully won. You
I
know.
mean, look here. De Beers gets no respect. No respect.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
you got
Tico
no
was the
respect.
boogeyman. I'm going to jump ahead. I picked Tico to win. I think we all
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of
I think we all try. Yeah,
except you went with Ozzy, but we all thought it was going to be a big matchup here. Um, this was the league we all said, one of the two leagues we said Bankhead was suspect to prove true. Unfortunately, Evander had the most right here,
yeah, he
picking me to
did.
win and getting it to go there. I don't know why I did that. X is in the wrong spot. Whoops. He only had one incorrect game. Otherwise, he picked a perfect bracket. Moving on to our Champions League. Or Survival League. Yeah, Survival of the Champions. Some scrub one. I think it was rigged. Um,
Yeah, some pretender.
yeah, some guy who is rebuilding and somehow miraculously wins. Um,
Two commissioners in the championship at that.
I gotta tell you, man, something smells fishy when you got two club commissioners in the finals. Um, I'll speak briefly and then I'll let you go. Uh, I mean, the rookies just came out to play Justin Jefferson. You didn't expect that. I mean, you expected him to be good, but you didn't expect the production that he gave.
No,
Um,
not at all.
Defense, Zach Cunningham's a stud. Jamal Adams, he's just a point getter. Cam Akers finally started getting used correctly. I don't even think you had Gibson for your finals.
No, I
Who'd you have
didn't.
to use? Was it
No,
Jeff
actually,
Wilson?
I think he came back in that game, but I used Jeff Wilson for
It was
sure. I
Jeff
definitely
Wilson,
used Jeff Wilson.
and he had a big game.
Yeah, like 39 points.
So I mean, your team's young, scary, got a good chance of defending already. Thankfully, I took at least a good chunk of your picks, but you still have two first. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's just a good draft. Apparently, I suck at drafting, but go ahead, tell me about your team.
Yeah, for me, like you said, we all make jokes about the rebuild. Of course, I wasn't rebuilding, but definitely, I went young. I wanted to be, successful in the future. I figured if everybody's trying to win now, and at least at least when I'm good, I'll be dominant. And for some reason, everything went right for me. And as you can see, I got a good mixture of youth and productive players in their prime. And championship game, everyone showed up. So, like you said, you took a lot of my picks, but I got a couple decent picks left, and just keep on adding, and I should be all right.
Definitely gonna need to add a quarter. You got Goff. Did it with so quarterbacks.
Yeah, if I did it so quarterback,
Yeah.
as long as everybody else doing what they're doing, I'm all right.
Let's go to the tape here. Let's see how we did with our picks. So I did have you beaten Bank. Start of your revenge tour, as you say. Um,
Yeah, that's it.
but I definitely thought Simply's team was just so good. Um, and you managed to take it to him, and then you beat Tico pretty handily in the finals. Um, I mean, congrats to you, and you had faith in yourself, and you had the most right here. Good job.
Yep, know how to do it.
All right, so as much crap as we like to give them, we did not do a picks for the Shark League, but
No, you didn't.
Tico is and was our champ for the League of Sharks,
And a
um,
scoring champ.
and the scoring champ. He was scoring champ in 3 leagues. Um,
And he
it's
won a
almost the same
championship
roster too.
without a quarterback.
Yeah, he doesn't have a second quarterback really.
I mean, he had one, but yeah, no,
I
not at the
mean,
time.
I agree. He had him.
Yeah,
I just don't look at this. Look at this right now. He literally has one, two, three, four, five. He only has 6 bench players and no
that's how his
draft
teams.
picks.
Majority of his teams are built the same way. But like I say, if it's working, it's working. If anything goes wrong, it's a disaster. But clearly, he's been doing it for years. So, like I always say, it's hard to argue with success.
Oh, so we'll see how long he's able
Still
to
not
keep
my
this
cup of
up.
tea. Yeah.
But congrats to Tico. All of his boys balled out pretty much. Uh, and
Yeah,
yeah,
even David Johnson came back, did what he needed to do.
I don't even know why they played him. I don't get that. New coach, just look at what you got youth wise. Why David Johnson is not the future at Houston.
Yeah. I think they just wanted to play spoiler since they don't own their actual draft pick. So they just said, hey, let's try to win a game to hurt somebody else.
I guess.
That's the only theory I have for it.
I mean, he put up. I mean, look at the numbers. He put up 40 points in the finals.
Oh, yeah, definitely came to play last 2 games of the season. I mean, he was decent all year, but he got hurt for a little bit.
Yeah, but he's about that first numbers. That first digit about to change to a 3. About to be big 30 there.
Yeah, no. He's definitely not.
Well, congrats to all of our champs. 2 old school, 2 new school. Which brings us to our awards now. Tico, whoops, don't mean to show them all at once. Tico already. I know how to do this. Hold on. Oh, technical difficulties.
There we go.
There we go. Tico already went over this in the chat, but we figured we'd just do it in video form, yeah, for posterity's sake. So we got worst manager, TTG. Now, apparently, according to you, he won in one of his leagues.
Yeah, with me, Van Der, and Tico, and Bankhead, actually.
Yeah, so he won. What league is this? Is this that one? What's it called?
It's called Heroes.
The Heroes League. That's right. That's the one I said if there's a spot I want in. Um, so he wins in that one, but in every other league, I think his highest spot is what, like ninth,
Ninth. Mm, I don't
maybe
even think.
10th. No, he's ninth
Nah.
in Survivor. He's ninth in Survivor because you have the fourth pick.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yep.
I think he's lower than ninth in every other league.
Pretty much.
Um, just rough sledding there. We'll see what he can do. The other problem, I think, I'm not even trying to apologize. Just I know in some of those leagues he's traded away. Like you have his pick and Survivor.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See, but the thing about Survivor, yeah, I'm not making excuses for that. I had literally 9 out of the 12 picks because I traded down in a startup. I didn't draft the player until like the back end of the third round, maybe. So that's how I got everyone's picks.
Oh no, I get it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you,
Oh yeah,
you
no, it's messed up.
for
Yeah, I'm
his
good.
rebuilding purposes, he's already at a disadvantage.
Yeah, but yeah, he's at a disadvantage, big time.
On to our newbies of the year. It was given to me and Simply. Pretty much this is the difference of two leagues. I did. I think I did. Well, obviously I did extremely well in one. I won it. Uh,
Yeah, you won
the
it.
orphans.
Championship.
Whenever apparently I can take over an orphan and turn that thing around, but I cannot draft for shit. Apparently,
And apparently it's the opposite for Simply.
Simply has drafted two great teams and Sharks and
And his rebuild sucked.
Survivor, and his rebuild is taking a little bit longer than mine has so far. Uh, but I understand why we're sharing it. It makes perfect sense because in two leagues I did good, even though I didn't make the playoffs in House Husbands. I was damn close with a. I think my team had to have been last place.
Yeah, definitely. It was
Yeah,
definitely close.
I went from 12th to 7th in 1 year. Um,
And that's
and
just off a lineup correction you probably would have been in.
yeah, there was one or two lineup. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
but the point is simply when he gets to start the team, apparently he's dangerous. Yeah, I mean, he even said he has more experience in redrafts, so maybe that helped him out more when he was able to make his team from the ground up.
Yeah, see, for me, yeah, simply me and him, we talk a lot of stuff to each other, but it's all fun. He definitely drafts solid teams. We value certain things different, but he knows what he's doing. As far as rebuild, I still even give him time on that. He doesn't make as many moves as I think, or he doesn't go for the player that I like. But hey, he shows me that he knows what he's doing. So it's just a wait and see. But like you said, total opposites of each other. You just take over a rebuild. He built a champion, and he just built solid teams that probably one was in the championship and one could have easily been in the championship and won it. So I respect both.
Yeah, I will say I've also started to be able to do trades with Simply. It just seems like he's finally got his feet wet and much more open to doing deals, which I enjoy. So our assholes of the
Yeah.
year, Kyle and Bankhead. Now,
Well,
go
yeah,
ahead.
you
Go
want to
ahead.
go ahead? Yeah, I was gonna say people vote Bankhead, but I just think Bankhead is just funny, and it comes. If you don't know him in the chat, he's definitely an asshole. But it's more fun in games. But Kyle, yeah, we all know why he's an asshole. But I think he kind of likes it, so it fits perfect for him. You
So,
can go ahead now.
so
Yeah,
Bankhead, I agree, is just a smartass. Like, and that's
he's just
fine.
fun.
That's whatever. Sometimes, he tries to get under your skin, but he's doing it just to try and work out a deal. Like I think everything to him is a bargaining tactic. I've
Yeah,
worked out
yeah.
deals with him before.
I mean,
Kyle,
some things he said, it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, Kyle is an asshole. There's just no.
but
Kyle's an asshole. I have nothing good to say about the guy. He talked one time in 17 weeks of a season, and it was just to say, "I'm here. Stop complaining.
fuck
Bye.
Kyle.
I'm never going to be
Hashtag
on
fuck
again."
Kyle.
What was that?
Yeah, I said hashtag fuck Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, he's in one league, and he tied Bankhead, who's in four leagues.
Yeah, it
So
does.
I
I
think
think he
Tico made that
embraces it.
comment right now. I don't even understand why he plays. I don't
I
understand.
don't know. We'll see. 1 year left to put the stamp on it. Then know what happens next.
Gotcha. Best turnaround. It actually was a tie, but apparently, because I'm a greedy asshole and I voted for myself, I got best turnaround according to Tico's rules. Ozzy, you were the person I was tied with, in case you're wondering. Um, and that's because, again, I took over orphans and I won a championship with an orphan team. Orphan team that nobody picked for. I didn't even pick that. And I can go back to the tapes. Not one of us picked my team to even make the playoffs in Savages.
But I always said that was a good team. If I didn't pick it, yeah, I don't know why. I mean, things was different at the time, but I always liked the team.
Actually, I want to go back. Because I did this and I was actually pretty happy with. So if I go to Savages, and again, I haven't really made that many moves. Kyler and Alvin Kamara are the only starters that I kept. Everything
As you
else
should.
was a trade. So Eckler, DK, Darius, Curtis Samuel,
Trade.
T.J. Hawkinson, Terry McLaurin, who was hurt, so that's why I couldn't start Terry up there. And Antoine, some of the defense was there. I will say that. Logan
You literally
Thomas was a
got all
waiver
the buy
wire.
low candidates at the right time.
James Robinson. Like I literally turned this whole roster over.
Yeah. Even Benny Snell for that little weird stint with what's the name? He was hot for
Connor.
like 2 weeks.
Connor was down.
Yeah, for like 2 weeks, but it works. Yeah, that's all you need.
So, anyways, back to our awards, but I am proud of that one. I that took a lot of wheeling and dealing, and now I'm having trouble wheeling and dealing. But we'll see. It's still early. It's only been a week.
Yeah, it's only good.
I already made a dumbass trade, I'm sure, but no. GM of the year is Tico. This is not based on the playoffs, and it really. I'll just make it short and sweet. I hate the way Tico makes teams, but he won three. Was it 3 or 4 scoring titles?
Yeah, at least 3. Sharks.
I think he won the scoring title in every league. Did he win it in Champions?
Champions.
Or Survivor?
No.
Whatever.
Champions? I think he didn't win in the champion. I think Simply won it.
Okay, so he was the 3-time scoring champ, number 1 seed in 3 different leagues. And even though a lot of us predicted he would not do well in playoffs, I mean, he still got a first and a second place finish. That's pretty damn good. But he wasn't going to finish first like the seeding was because of how his team was falling apart near the end. He still made it there. He still got money. So, I tip my cap to him. What about you, Shani?
Yeah, nothing but respect. Even though when I told Tico, I told him to himself, like, the way I judge GM of the year from a dynasty standpoint, it's not what I would have voted for, but I understand why he's definitely deserving. And now that we're talking about all the success, I mean, I can't really go against scoring championships and actually winning money, placing first and second, and had a shot, in every league that he was in.
So let's take a look at some of these new rule changes and how they are going to affect us going forward. So the trade deadline, everybody pretty much voted keep it later. I think me and you are both in favor. I think I wanted to go all the way to playoffs or no trade deadline.
At least playoffs. That's what I do. At least playoffs.
Yeah, I like the more time we can do action, the better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get everybody to the no deadline, but I think it'll get there. But everything takes time. But at least to playoffs is the best.
One thing that Tico does that's not the same as everybody else with his leagues and not your leagues are the defensive positions. Not every league has that. It's grown on me, and apparently it's grown on all of us. And now we have an IDP flex. I think this makes linebackers more valuable than ever.
Yeah, it definitely does. And for me, if I'm gonna play in that, like for me, any league that I play in, I want all positions to have value, and not just because I want everybody to have a way that they like to build, and it works for everyone. Like we all know Tico, he loves IDP. Him, Marin, even myself, I'm pretty good at that. Like, but certain people really focus on it, and I want everybody to have a chance to like build it the way that they want, and nobody can just ignore positions. You know what I'm saying? So when we making trades, nobody like, oh, that linebacker, like, what is that going to do for me? You know what I'm saying? A third linebacker nowadays could be
I mean, that's a big
just as
difference.
worth. Yeah, it could be worth your wide receiver 2 or 3.
Well, or
Come
just
on.
think about it, like if I'm playing a linebacker, you're playing a defensive lineman, unless you have a Bosa or somebody, you know what I mean, somebody
But
like
even
that.
still, yeah, like yeah,
I could have
linebackers,
an
I still
average
take the
linebacker and
chances.
outscore you.
And look, we even see like it's nothing I would do, but Tyler Lockett for what? Like it was a linebacker, yeah. Like we understand, like it makes the league fun. Another little, another little trading thing that we could throw in. I like it.
So if we get the option, we're gonna do the playoffs structure just the same way. You know, I was one of the people who voted no, as you can see
I
on the
think I
screen.
did too. I did.
Um, in real life, I like it. Like I like it what they're doing in the NFL. More games, and uh, yeah, I just like it overall because it allows one more team to get in. Um, but in here, I don't know. I'm not as much in love, even though it would have gotten
Even
me in this
yeah,
year. Like if we
yeah.
played this way.
See, for me, even in real life, I like it just from a point of being a fan, and I want to see as much games and much teams as possible. But as you can see, some teams aren't even deserving to be there now. We got playoffs teams with 6 and 7 wins. So, and then if you lose to, after you're in the playoffs, week to week, anything's gonna happen. There's no predictability when it comes to that. It's like whatever happens, happens. But I really, it is what it is. We can see what happens. It just
See,
makes
the other
being a
thing I
one
think
seed
though
so much better.
is we already know fantasy football can be fluky. You need a little bit of luck. I mean, there's skill, but you do need luck to win.
Of course.
You're now giving a team a seventh seed who could have a losing record, but all they got to do is make it in, and now they can get lucky 3 weeks in a row and win.
Yeah, like they called me lucky, but I don't really think it's luck. But honestly, I had to beat the 1, 2, and 3 seed just to win a championship in survival. So now you're telling me that, like, yeah, what, a 6, 7 seed gonna have to
But you had
possibly do
a
the
didn't
same?
you have a winning record?
No, yeah, I'm just saying, like in general, like now that like to onto your point, it's like okay, somebody gets in that really shouldn't be there. They probably have to go through the same amount of teams, and more likely than not, that's not going to turn out well.
And it just think it devalues
Yeah,
making the
actually
moves to
trying
have
to
a
win.
winning season.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, the value is winning, but it pushes you to get that 1 seed because
It does
when
place
you
more
have a bye,
emphasis on fighting
it
out
just
the one. I
boosts your
mean,
chances to advance
yeah,
when you have a bye.
everybody wants the anti-tanking rule. Gee, I
Of
wonder why
course.
this is in place. Maybe a certain asshole. Anyways, so in case you didn't know this, you can't look at it on the app. I'm sorry, you can't look at it on the website, but on the app, you can view max PF and you can sort it, which is points for you. So we can actually see what you would get. I'm assuming this is what Tico's going to do. So this way, it doesn't matter what lineup you start. Sleeper will tell you what's the best you could have done. So
It's
this
like,
you get rid of that, and honestly, let's just say that this was the rankings over here. Like EGAS was 12th and Simply was 11th. I would be annoyed if I finished ninth, if I was Marin, and I
mm-hmm.
just happened to get lucky on certain weeks. I had like 1,000 points for. Egask had 1,400 points for, but he just kept losing. Obviously, his team's a little bit better. I just happened to get lucky, so now I'm screwed out of having that first pick. I know we can say that's how it is. The game is the game, but still kind of annoying.
No, definitely. I mean, as far as like, if you do little, like, Of course, if you want to be strategic and trying to get the number one pick, that's one thing. But blatantly taken, nah, I've seen it a couple times. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Don't like it at all. And then it just causes a lot of confrontation. Then you
It
gotta start
demoralizes
you
your
gotta
league.
start looking at then you gotta start looking at everybody lineups, and then it's become like, well, this person is doing this. You know, it's just a big thing.
Draft date, week before the NFL draft. I think that's what we did last year, or week after. I'm sorry, that's what we did last year. I think. Um, I like it. I don't want to wait till the season starts. This
I
makes
don't want to
us.
wait till the season start, but what I usually like to do, like, all right, so for me, I can draft anytime. Like, if you told me now, I wouldn't even care. I just believe in my ability, and I watch enough football. I do like it to be at least a month after, just because it gives everyone that's, maybe just casual or need a little more time, gets them to know the players a little better. And that just makes for an overall competitive league, like when people get smarter.
See,
Of course, we all like
I'll
winning.
disagree with you. You just said, and I'll use your point. You said your casual people get more time. If I'm competitive, I obviously am known as a person who loves draft picks. I'm picking them so I can have an advantage over my opponents because they don't know their crap as much.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean,
I just wish we didn't have those type of people. But it's some people in our league, like even the active players. Like I know, like I don't want to say nobody's names because they might take it wrong. But I heard like, oh no, I just don't understand. Like it's some people who truly just don't understand values of players. Which the real reason that they don't trade a lot, it's not because like they make excuses. No, they just don't understand. Because if you don't, like 9 times out of 10, if you just draft over and never make trades, like it usually doesn't work. It's because you got to be like 100% hit rate every time you take in a draft pick if that's really working.
well, T. Lawrence better come through.
Yeah,
I mean, my
I
point
don't
would
know.
be
That's different. Yeah.
like I have a home league with people I actually know in real life, and I'll show you really quick on this screen. Now we have contract league, so I can only keep people for 3 seasons. I picked up Mims, Pittman, and Higgins all in the third round.
Exactly. Like
That's why I like to focus on draft picks.
of course, yeah. Draft picks definitely good. But the reason why I want everybody to know so that things like that will never happen.
Tight end premium, I like it again. Like if we're adding IDP flex for more defensive options, we got to let's make tight end more valuable. So
Yeah, for me, I think I picked no, but I only did that out of spite because people was not picking super flex for whatever reason. I just think like, come on, if we nitpicking, then I'm gonna go with the opposite.
apparently I never voted. Boom.
Yeah, so that's neither here nor there, but yeah, I'm all for it. Like I said, every position needs a boost. Hey, I like it.
So adding a super flex after 2 years. So in 2 years, when I have Trevor Lawrence and whoever else, I can start 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's a good pick, but that trade, I don't know. I like to actually see how that works out.
We'll see. We'll see how it plays.
Yeah, I can't say nothing. It's like, oh my god, that's dumb. Like, nah, can't really say that. I never been in a league that we transitioned 2 years away, and to see like how did that trade like evolve over time. So I'm more curious. I probably wouldn't have did it, but I'm curious to see
See,
what happens.
I'm not a like strict calculator person, but I do type it in, to see what happens.
No,
If you
like
do
I'm not even.
PPR,
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
lose the trade by
Oh,
about
of course you
whatever.
lose the
If
trade.
you do Superflex, I win the trade. So it's really like it is playing for now. That's why Alex, starting to get more aggressive trying to trade for now. He is playing for now.
Yeah, now like my thing is like, all right, so if you, because we assuming that Trevor Lawrence would have been a pick 101. Because I'm gonna tell you now, if I had picked 101, he wouldn't even have been 101. And that was my pick. So
Oh,
you taking the
someone's on the
risk of
Fields
it.
camp.
No, I wouldn't have picked the quarterback in general.
Oh, if this was
Yeah.
obviously not,
No,
if
even 2 years away, I wasn't picking a quarterback. That's just me personally.
I
So
just itchy
just
trigger
like I
finger.
got All right, so say worst case scenario, you get somebody like Mac Jones in a second. He ends up actually being good. 9 times out of 10, stuff like that's gonna happen. Or
I'd be
you
with
pick,
you if it was a normal, like if this was Daniel Jones year, if this was even maybe
but
even the
you
Kyler
got guys
Murphy
like
year, but
like
this
even
is
Trey
like
Lance.
they're saying, hey,
Like
this guy is Andrew Luck good.
okay, but yeah, I don't know. Like hey, we just gotta see. Like
We'll see.
we just gotta see. Yeah,
All right, and
not
then
not to
obviously
say
we're
that
gonna
he's
have a
not that
taxi
good though.
squad. I think that is
Oh yeah,
smart.
Texas squad is good.
Um,
Yeah, Texas squad.
yeah,
Yeah,
just having a taxi squad, you can. It makes your fourth and fifth round picks more valuable because now
yeah,
you can
it's just
actually
good to
stash them.
have too. Instead of holding your bench for even players that you know need time.
So I like that a lot. Um, maybe next year could be an option. Would be to I'm putting this out there just so people can think about it. The option to steal a pick or steal a player. So like
Yeah,
if I
feel
drafted a guy in the
good.
fourth round, you'd have to give me a third round pick. Like you have to go one round higher than when I picked them.
Yeah, I like that idea, and I think it works for this particular league because we grown to know each other. Like I like it for that type of league also. You know, we all know each other. We know the rules. It's good. We can communicate better, so that works for this league.
It'd be something interesting to maybe try out later on. Or if they don't feel comfortable doing it in this league, we try it out in one of the several other
Yeah,
leagues over here.
exactly.
Well, I think that's it, man. Shawnee, you got anything else?
No, just hopefully everybody has a good, fun off season, and let's see what happens next.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure we're only going to hear about how nobody wants to trade with Bankhead about another, 20 times
Oh yeah,
before the
Bankhead. It's not
draft.
that. It's just you're running low on tradable assets because
Oh,
you got stop signs on half your starting lineup.
uh, and I don't want to talk about this. I just realized we also have new blood too. We're gonna have Slicemo with us this year, taking over for Walter.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
See what he does. He does have, as he pointed out to me, I already started trying to talk to him. Like he has a crap ton of picks, so five
Yeah,
firsts
definitely.
over the next 2 years.
He has the 102, so not too bad. Maybe he takes your approach. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
We will see. All right, that's gonna do it for us.